Angie didn't even know that there were many kinds of bugs. Gonta was incredibly grateful that one of his classmates was willing to observe his efforts to care for his new terrarium. His attempts to create an Inspect Appreciation Club at the school had proven, shall we say, less than successful. Angie, however, had kept an open mind.
Insects, most prolific type of animal on planet, Gonta explained. It's so amazing to Gonta that something so tiny capable of so much.
Well, we're all kind of tiny when you think about it, Angie replied. Huh? It's like, well, there are 7 billion people on the planet, right? So each of us is super small in the big picture, but we still have something to add to that picture, you know?
Gonta never think of it that way. Angie-san really smart.
Angie chuckled. Not really. God just shares his wisdom with Angie, and Angie passes it on. But Gonta no can hear anybody, so Angie must be really special. Anyone can hear God if they try, Angie countered. It's kinda like how you can understand animals and we can't. You just need to know what to listen for. Really? Gonta asked. What God want to say to Gonta? God would be like, totally proud of you for taking care of these bugs. You show that you love all of God's creatures, big and small. That's gentleman thing to do, Gonta replied with a nod. And God is like the ultimate gentleman. He cares for everybody on the planet, and when you care for your bugs, you're doing the kind of good that God does. Gonta was awestruck. Gonta never know he that amazing. Gonta just think he being nice. And that's the first step, Gonta, Angie reassured. The second is to let God into your heart, and he'll let you know where to go from there. Okay, Gonta will try that. Cool, Angie cheered. Her student council was coming along nicely. As Kaede made her way into Himiko's lab, she found herself at an impasse. Was she shocked that Tenko was here watching, or not? Logically, she shouldn't. Tenko was about as subtle about her feelings as a flying pig. However, it did seem odd, since the two previously seemed at odds with one another. How are you two doing? Kaede asked. Just fine, Tenko chimed in. Did you need something? I just want to get a better idea of what Himiko's show was going to be. If there's a theme, I want my piano set to keep the tone of the night. Himiko sighed.
I'm not sure what I should do. I'm torn between using water escape magic or separation magic.
What's separation magic? The pianist inquired.
You see that box?
Himiko pointed to a human-sized box, segmented into 3 places, showing a person being split from the head, torso, and legs.
I could do that, but I thought it might raise bad memories.
The thought of Shirogane's execution flashed through the girls' heads. Yeah, Kaede replied shakily. Maybe you shouldn't do that.
But I've never tried water escape magic before. I don't want to screw it up.
Yumeno-san could never screw something up, Tenko protested. You're the ultimate mage. Tenko knows whatever magic you try, you'll amaze everybody. She's right, you know, Kaede encouraged. Anything's possible if you set your mind to it. Himiko shrugged.
So, do you both swing that way then?
Kaede raised an eyebrow as Tenko began to fidget nervously. Chabashira-san, are you okay? The blonde asked. Tenko forgot to go on her afternoon run! Tenko needs to stay sharp! The Aikido practitioner bolted from the room at a full sprint.
What's her problem?
Himiko wondered. Well, that was kind of a personal question, Kaede argued. If she does, you know, she might not be fully comfortable with herself yet.
Why not?
Well, I wouldn't really know, Kaede replied. I like guys. I mean, we're all on a spectrum, but I mostly like guys. And with the way Chabashira-san acts, I wouldn't be surprised if she swings that way. But if she does, and she doesn't quite know how to process that, it might make her feel like you're antagonizing her.
My birth mom always said to treat others how you want to be treated.
Himiko countered.
If someone asked me that, I wouldn't care.
So if someone asked you, "Hey, Yumeno-san, are you gay?"
Yes.
A brief pause overtook the both of them.
Alright, Kaede continued. But if Chabashira-san's gay, and she thinks you're not okay with her being gay, she's just gonna feel worse and worse. Especially if she likes you.
But I don't care if she's gay or not. I just want her to tell me.
Himiko responded. Well, you might want to tell her that. Himiko nodded.
Maybe, but I want to decide on my act first.
And I'll help, Kaede offered. But you have to promise you'll have a serious talk with her about all of this.
Okay.
As they looked over the various magic items in the room, curiosity reared its ugly head. If she is gay, Kaede began.
If she toned herself down a little,
Himiko answered. Kokichi didn't mind that he had been left alone. It was all the better in his mind. The boy had a serious task ahead of him, and the chart he had made didn't help as much as he'd hoped it would. Okay, positives for Harukawa-chan as a minion are too high to count, he observed. But on the negative side, I'm pretty sure she hates my guts. Then again, I think just about everyone does by now, so that's not surprising. His eye turned to another chart, this one a spreadsheet. At least that's on schedule. Kokichi's dorm room was a mess of charts and notes. The Ultimate Supreme Leader was dedicated to making sure everything he had planned would go smoothly, and keeping it all in front of him made it that much easier. I need to get her on my side somehow, but how do you get girls to like you? He scoffed at himself. That's a question I'd never thought I'd ask myself. Oh, looks like I win the poll! The self-proclaimed evil genius turned around to see Monokuma had barged in uninvited, as he was prone to do. Can I help you? Kokichi asked. Well, I couldn't help but notice how much work you've put into all your schemes. You've got an eye for detail, kiddo. I respect that, Monokuma explained. Kokichi chuckled. Thanks. Evil can't just fly by the seat of its pants, you know. Oh, I know.
Monokuma chuckled in kind.
You remind me of me at your age. Always scheming, always picking fights, and so bored of people. These other ultimates, Monokuma explained. They don't say it like we do. Life is boring when you live in harmony, but you get it. You're the type of guy who stirs the pot. I could use a guy like that. What do you say, kiddo?
Monokuma raised a paw as if to shake Kokichi's hand.
Kokichi smirked and raised his hand in kind. Monokuma reached for the hand and was promptly shocked by a joy buzzer. Ouch! What was that for? Kokichi replied. You think I'd work for you? That didn't work out too great for your last little partner in crime, now did it? Well, I suppose history's not on my side, the bear admitted. But do you really think you can survive this game without any help? The dictator shrugged. Who knows? But now I know something important. You do need someone among us to act as your little gopher. I don't need one, Monokuma clarified. It's just nice to have one. And I respect that. A good minion is hard to find. As such, I'd like it if you'd let me get back to work, Kokichi requested. Kiddo, you just made a big mistake. Chances like this don't come by twice, Monokuma warned. After the bear left, Kokichi breathed a sigh of relief.
He's panicking. Just remember that he's panicking,
the boy reminded himself. Not that Monokuma was the only one.
End of Chapter 11.